Like, I think about this story a lot. My channel, or welcome back if you're here for round 2 of the the Danny Yap. So I don't know what this is. I'm literally just writing in my journal and coming here and speaking about what I've written in my journal and hoping that I can maybe make a community or something. Like, we could talk, could like open discussion or whatever the fuck. I don't want that to be the intro. Anyways, hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Danny. Just pretend we're like on a FaceTime call or something. You the homie, you the bestie. Let's go. I was watching some YouTube videos the other day, but this time I was watching a lot of cave diving videos. I feel like that's been a viral-ish topic lately. You know, cave diving videos, like, it's kind of been like a thing. I feel like the viralness of it has passed a little bit, but fuck a trend, like we forever. I still want to talk about it because I feel like what I have to say is a little bit different from actually cave diving. But everyone's been ragging on cave divers for wanting to crawl into cracks tighter than Patrick's clenched asshole. Do you know, like, SpongeBob episode where Patrick was, I don't know, that exercise thing with his butt? Please tell me you know what I'm talking about. But I have a very distinct image of Patrick's ass, like, just clenching, just, you know. Anyways, moving on. Honestly, I kind of get it, like, why people are ragging on these people, just like clowning on them for wanting to crawl in places like called the devil's asshole, or like, I don't know, Satan's front door or shit like that. Like, these caves have like actually the craziest names, like the craziest names. Look it up. Like, it's like crazy to me. Like, I genuinely cannot imagine myself ever wanting to cave dive. Right? Is there something in my eye? Granted, I have seen some videos that have like pushed the boundaries for me personally, where I'm like, maybe I would want to actually do this, because some videos the guys are like going through the caves and shit are like actually phenomenal views in those caves. Videos of like not people making fun of the cave divers, but just like cave divers, cave diving. I like have witnessed through their perspective why they do this. It's beautiful under the earth. Who would have thunk? Who would have thought? It is beautiful down there. There are some phenomenal views. The ecosystem, like fauna that's down there, like the animals that have adapted to be in that environment, they're super interesting. They're like translucent. It's actually really interesting and captivating to witness. You know, it's not something you see every day. I see why they do it. It's just a new experience. It's fun. It's interesting. But beyond that, I still don't want to ever do that. I'm just claustrophobic. I just don't want to do it. You know what I mean? It's not for me. What I'm trying to get at is shit don't have to be for you to be able to see the beauty in it, right? And see the purpose and the value of someone else doing that, even though you cannot even come to fathom why they would want to do that themselves. It's hard for most people to picture themselves wanting and willing to put themselves in a situation like that. Like, that's normal. But I watched this other video, and this one, it was about like Thai cave rescue, and this occurred in 2018. A football team and their assistant coach, they went to explore like a local cave system, and I'm gonna butcher the name, so I'm putting this on future Danielle to insert the fucking name right here because I don't even want to say it right now. I'm sorry, babe. You got this. Thank you. But they went there, and they went after their football practice ended. Long story short, the cave got flooded as they were on their little team building exercise or whatever. They got trapped in there because unfortunately they entered the cave at a not ideal time. It was the exact beginning of monsoon season for them in Thailand, and they got flooded in essentially. And this was a huge cave system. The story is really interesting, and it has like a lot of media coverage off the backs of these kids' trauma. Like, it was kind of nuts. Like, they were in there for like 2 weeks, I think. Why I brought this story up is because the global communal effort put into the rescuing of the trapped kids and their coach is truly like an inspiration to me. I think about this story a lot because the details of it just shows the strength of global community and coming together to solve a problem, a local problem. We've been ragging on cavers, but it was civilian divers or cavers who first located the trapped football team. It wasn't the Navy SEALs, because they had the Navy SEALs come out there. It wasn't like anyone in that even in that country who was able to like help these kids and locate them. It was someone from, I think, Britain, England, London, you know, the UK over there, who heard of the story and was like, yo, I've been doing this for like decades, and I have a bunch of homies who've been doing this for decades. I think we can help y'all. Like, I think we could be of service here. And they were able to fly out, help them, use their expertise, and locate these kids, the first ones to locate them. And their local military was involved in the rescue heavily, and they had a division of trained divers. But guess what? That division of military trained divers, they weren't able to pursue under the conditions that the cave had. While they were trained to do the job, you know, trained very well by the military, I'm sure they had no real passion or interest in the sport or hobby of cave diving. So they then had like a very limited experience actually doing the thing. Like, you can know how to do something, but actually doing it and executing it in like tumultuous conditions is a different story, especially when you have no internal passion for that. Like, forget about it, you know what I mean? The civilians I mentioned, like those UK bros, I don't know what to call them, those like men from the UK. I think they were from the UK. Actually, I didn't write that down. I don't remember. I think, if my memory serves correct, I think they were. But them civilians, they had decades of practical knowledge and frequent experience cave diving in real life scenarios that mimicked the conditions occurring at the Tham Luang. See, this is why I didn't want to attempt to say the name of the cave. I guess we started. So let's see through. I think the name is pronounced Tham Luang Cave. Tham Luang Cave. Alright, so the Tham Luang Cave, and the conditions in that cave were not easy to overcome if you were a cave diving novice. Like, you're new to this, not true to this, you might die actually. Literally, you might die. So, for reference, the team was trapped 2.5 miles deep in the flooded cave system, and there were strong currents because of the monsoon season we were talking about. Like, that's actively occurring. Like, it's raining right now, heavily, monsoon season. Like, and the water was like really murky because it was in a dark cave, and the soot, not the soot, but the dirt and mud and stuff, as they were trying to find the kids, as the current of the water was like rushing through the caves, it was just murky water. It wasn't settled water at all, by no means. So imagine you're in a cave, it's dark, you're submerged underwater, swimming against the current, and you can't see an inch in front of you. You can't see nothing in front of your face because the water is dirty. Like, it's filthy. You can't see anything. Not even low visibility. It's zero visibility at this point. You can't see shit, okay? And you have to navigate those conditions for 2.5 miles. It's not just a dip in and dip out. No, you have to, like, 2.5 miles. You have to navigate through a cave system under those aforementioned conditions. Think about it. It's not only terrifying, but it's dangerous. This trek, excuse me. It took the experienced cavers, the ones who actually located the kids, it took them 6 hours to complete 2.5 miles, 6 hours in those conditions. And that was just one way. So they went 6 hours in, found the kids, and had to go 6 hours back out. Actually, it was more like 7 hours back out because it takes a little bit longer to come back out, I think. I think it would be harder coming out because the rainwater is going in, so the current's going out, right? So I think it would be harder coming out. So I think the longer path was coming out. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is you can walk from New Jersey to New York and then catch a flight from New York to Jamaica in less time than it would take those divers to go and come back in that cave. Like, in that 12 hours, you could have walked from New Jersey to New York and then catch a flight from New York to Jamaica, and you still land in Jamaica before they got out of that damn cave, bitch. Like, that's the point I'm trying to make. It's crazy. Crazy work. I don't know why I'm so like giggly. And the only reason they were able to do it is because they're batshit fucking crazy. Like, they're crazy and do shit like that for fun. That's their fun weekend activities. You know what I mean? So this was, I wouldn't say it's light work to them, but you know, they've been around this block before. The upper echelon of the group of people the internet has been collectively ragging on were the only ones capable of completing this damn near impossible rescue. They were the only ones. Simply because they did what they loved despite the criticism and clear risks involved in the hobby. Like, they're obviously, like, you could die doing this. In real, like, not rescuing people, like, just for funsies, you could lose your life. People have lost their lives, you know what I mean? And they were able to hone the very specific skills needed to locate this lost party and subsequently execute their rescue because they put themselves out there and did what they loved, regardless of the risk and regardless of how people might look at them for doing it, right? People forget that risk is something that you have to assess for yourself. And while I wouldn't take on that particular risk, because for me it's not worth it, the fun is just not that fun. But for someone, the fun is that fun. Like, they're gaining more than the risk is risking, you know what I mean? And there are ways to do certain stuff in a safe way, but that also takes time and effort and sustained motivation and passion to build. I found a lot of inspiration from their involvement in the rescue because it's a testament to the greater good that comes from allowing people to do what they love and find interest. Even if you don't understand their why they're doing this thing, I think it's still important to just let people have some space and some grace and some room to be and execute and try the things that intrigue them. As long as what someone is doing is not harming themselves or to not harming others, then why are we tripping about this? Like, why are we like trying to stop them, trying to discourage people from doing things that they love? Like, if they're not hurting you, they're not hurting other people, and they're not hurting themselves. And we need to realize that just because something might hold risk doesn't mean that it's actively hurting someone. Yeah, they could fucking die, but hopefully they're not on a death mission, you know, and they're not using their head and they're smart about stuff. There's ways to negate risk too. As long as they're not harming themselves in the act, why are we getting our panties in a bunch? Answer me that. Unbunch them now. Anyways, I will never be into or fully understand what compels an individual to pursue a hobby such as cave diving. And like, that's okay. I don't have to know. I don't have to understand. You don't have to understand everything in life. You quite literally never will actually understand everything in life. Get used to it. And the thing is, you don't have to fully understand something to be able to appreciate that it might serve a purpose you may or may not be aware of, that you may or may not see or know or be privy to. Or to even accept that something holds meaning to someone else and holds meaning to like their life experience. Because you don't see the meaning, doesn't mean it's not meaningful to someone else's experience in this world, right? Because actually I can kind of see the cave diving beauty to it. There's some beauty to it, not gonna lie. But I also see how that their hobby, they're directly saved 14 people's lives. It's stuff like that that you kind of have to take into perspective and realize that you won't know everything, you won't be able to see everything, you're not omnipresent, like you don't know everything that's going on and the importance that it holds. So to judge and put down and belittle simply because you don't understand is very ignorant, and it's very small-minded to hold on to that belief that you have to understand to accept, to let people be. You don't have to understand. While understanding is a facilitator of acceptance, it's not required to do so. You don't have to understand in order to accept. It can help you to accept, but understanding is not a requirement for that. When we see people do things that challenge our own personal boundaries, like say cave diving, you would literally have to hold a gun to my head for me to do that shit. And at that point, you might just shoot me dead because I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not doing that. The fear and discomfort associated with putting ourselves in that situation makes us instinctively kind of start judging the individual or activity that we don't understand. Which is exactly why remembering that as long as harm isn't being perpetuated, just because you don't understand something, it doesn't mean it doesn't serve a purpose or shouldn't be pursued by others who do find joy in it. There's inherent purpose in the diversity of human interest and experience. Stifling curiosity and also judging people negatively by the less than savory or simply obscure experiences they may have encountered during or endured in their life affects all of humanity, present and future. So think about it. If our ancestors weren't doing shit just for the sake of it, because they thought of it and they had free will to execute it, if they weren't doing that, we would not have the world as we know it today. That's how we have innovation, that's how we have technology and stuff like that, you know? People just having an idea, being like, wow, that actually seems cool, let me go do that shit, and they did it. That's how we have pretty much everything we have come to know. And nowadays I feel like we've been funneled down this very specific path as humans, and this path is like bordered by internal and external judgment based in societal expectations, as well as our natural inclination of wanting to feel as if we're part of something meaningful. We want to be part of the whole, you know what I mean? So it's easy for us to be kind of funneled because we want to fit in. But the gag is, we all have our own path. There isn't just one way or a limited set of ways to be, and that is reflected in the diversity of the human population. We're called, I always say this, I say this like once a day, they're called human beings. Just be yourself. Start living your life. Be who you want to be. You're a human being. Start being yourself. Anyway, I literally think that like at least once a day. It's reflected in the human population. We are all so different. With every human, there's a different and unique manifestation of accumulated experiences, which we call our lives, right? We're all human, but not the same being. And I think that is all we need to understand when it comes to the fundamentals of why people do what they do. We're all human, but we're not the same being. You have to be you. So I guess this video is just a petition to let people do what they love and what they're naturally drawn to more, because yeah, because I feel like it will benefit humanity on a global level if we all were to live how we wanted to live, not how we were told to live, not how we are expected to live, and do the things that we're called to, that we're drawn to. I would love to see the world if more people went internally to figure themselves out versus listening to the external noise and like using that to figure themselves out. Would just be very beautiful. I don't know. I just think it would be beautiful. 1 like and subscribe is signing your name to the cause. Your efforts are greatly appreciated. So yeah, do the right thing. Be yourself. Say hello to the people. Hey, baby. Yeah. Hey. I have these glasses the other day, and I think they're really cool. Look at this. Yeah, they light up, bitch. Grah. Isn't that the coolest shit you've ever seen? Yeah, I know.